Hello. Okay, next question, your hybrid question. Hybrid is actually comparison, right? First paragraph is just basic comparison. Second paragraph will be your checking on reliability through your cross-referencing to your contextual knowledge or to another source. Or you can also give me cross-reference to your sorry, I mean you can also check the reliability by doing the motive, all right? So let's say you get this style question: does source A prove that source B is wrong? Okay, a general format. First paragraph, do a basic comparison. I remember to answer the question. This applies to all questions that you get. You have to answer the question, right? It's either A proves that B is wrong as they contradict one another, or A proves that B is correct as they support one another. Alright, either one of this. Either they contradict or they support. Now you're just looking at source content itself, whether they prove one another based on cross-referencing of these two sources that they give you. Alright, so for contradiction, they contradict one another. I like to use with regards to. Then this is the topic, right? Blame for the Korean War is your topic. So make sure the topic matches, right? When you do inference, keep to the topic when you do your inference, right? A tells me Soviets were to blame. Yes, I'm following the topic of who is to blame. And in this case, my inference will be the Soviets. However, B tells me that the Americans were to blame. Can you see I'm keeping to my topic, who is to blame, but my inferences are different and therefore they contradict one another. It is very clear for all to see that I'm comparing the same things on who is to blame for the Korean War. Okay? So for contradiction, make sure you state the topic first before you give me the differing inferences between the two sources. Now for support, okay, because your inference is the same, so just give me the inference first. And it's the same for both, so you just need to write it once. So they both support one another in telling me that the Soviets were to blame for the Korean War. Right? Topic is who was to blame, but now your inference is that it is the Soviets. And this inference can be seen in both sources, so it is similar, so they support one another. Alright? Then next you do your basic evidence and explanation here, and finally you conclude. Alright, conclusion is very important. Please do it. If not, the whole paragraph is wrong. So thus everything that you've done, you just recap. Does source A contradict source B? So source A is unreliable, and because source A is unreliable, it proves that source B is wrong, right? Okay, so make sure you repeat the question again. So that is the first part, doing a basic comparison. How do you know what you need to compare? Again, look at the main inquiry. The hint will be there, okay, in the main inquiry itself. Alright, so next paragraph, because you're checking reliability of the main source in question by cross-referencing to your CK or other reliable sources, right? So answer the question again. A does not prove that B is wrong. State unreliability, and very important, repeat your inference again, right? This is because A does not prove that B is wrong, because A is reliable. And tell me the reason why A is reliable. Why is A reliable? Why is A unreliable? Sorry, because no, sorry. What is A unreliable in telling me about? Yes, so repeat the inference again. So just to recap, source A does not prove that B is wrong because source A is unreliable in what? In telling me that the Soviets were to blame for the Korean War. Alright, then finally you go with the reason. Why is this so? Because this is so because it is contradicted. My contextual knowledge contradicts source A. Okay, then you talk about what your contextual knowledge says, and remember again, keep to the same topic, right? Matching criteria or matching topic. My CK tells me that North Korea was to blame. So can you see? I've kept my topic consistent. I'm talking about who is to blame for the Korean War, and how is it that this is unreliable? This is an unreliable source. Is because my contextual knowledge tells me the opposite thing of what the source says, because my contextual knowledge tells me North Korea is the one who invaded first. Alright. So then you give me the evidence. You elaborate a bit more on your contextual knowledge. You can say things like North Korea invaded first because Stalin was willing to support them. And why was Stalin willing to support them? Because he felt that there was an opportunity for him to enter Korea, gain influence, gain communist influence in the region without having to send any troops, because he had China's support already. And number two, he had his atomic bomb, so he would not fear the USA. This motivated him to push forward on Kim's request to invade, and hence it is North Korea who was the one who wanted to invade first. Right? Then again, remember to conclude by repeating the line again. Hence, A does not prove that B is wrong, as source A is unreliable. Alright. A does not prove that B is wrong because source A is unreliable, and I forgot to add one more thing, as it is contradicted by my CK. Alright, so please add this to your notes. It is contradicted by my CK or another source. Okay, so make sure that you do this nicely. Alright, so third paragraph is for you to do your A does not prove that B is wrong because A is unreliable. So repeat inference again. Unreliable in what? In telling me that the Soviets were to blame in the Korean War. Okay, what is the reason why it is unreliable? Because A has an agenda and is biased towards the Americans. Okay, so look for the agenda and then write down why it is biased. What is the agenda? And to do the agenda, you have to do all the things again, starting from the background of the source. Is by Truman, writing about his experiences in the war. The war has just started, so I expect him to be negative against the Soviets in order to push the blame of war to them. Hence, he has a motive of convincing Americans that the Soviets were the aggressors in the Korean War, in order that Americans will support his decision to send troops in Korea to safeguard its sovereignty. Alright, so this was at the point in time of the context where North has started invading all the way here to Busan, and the Americans needed to convince their own troops, right, to convince their government to support the sending of more troops to Busan from the US and the UN, so that they can push back and help Korea to regain its sovereignty. So this is the context, and this is why the source is biased, because of the agenda of wanting to get more troops inside Korea. Alright. So do a conclusion again. Thus, as source A has a motive, it is not reliable, and because it's not reliable, it does not prove that B is wrong. Make sure this conclusion is clear in your last line of your hybrid question.